What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today, we're going to be checking out some Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Yes, I finally caved in, I pulled the trigger, and I got this game on PC. I used to play this game a ton on console. Loved it. I think I pulled like almost a 5 to a 6 KD in this game. Absolutely had a blast. Just letting you guys know, it's not the best of best gameplay. It's insanely hard to find lobbies on PC. Insanely hard. You'll be waiting for ages, I promise you. And then when you finally do find a lobby, it's just a completely laggy mess. So a lot of the gameplay that you're going to be watching is pretty rough because the lag is just absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure I'm playing globally. I mean, it's only like 50 people online at a time, so the options to where I'm going to be playing with are very limited. But, nonetheless, it's still a really exciting game. I loved it back in its prime. Probably my favorite actual jetpack Call of Duty game. A lot of people argue that BO3 is probably the best jetpack COD, but to me personally, I think Infinite Warfare has the smoothest system. There's so much that you could do with them, and it's just a really complex learning curve, which I personally enjoy in my FPS games. I like having an additional learning curve that, separates a casual player from an actual really experienced player. But today we have some extremely important news when it comes to Call of Duty 2021, which is rumored to be called Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, it's not official that that's going to be the title of the game, but one thing that is official that Activision finally has come out and released is that Sledgehammer Games is 110% confirmed to be the developers on Call of Duty 2021. Now, yes, I made multiple commentaries about this in the past, but all those commentaries were revolved around the idea that basically it's all leaks and rumors. That's what we do around on this channel. When nothing is officially confirmed or, no new game is out, we just talk about the leaks, we talk about the rumors, what's going on in the game, what people are talking about, the possibilities of the future of Call of Duty. That's usually what we discuss around here. That's what a lot of us know and love the content for. But when it's official, it changes everything because now we 110% know that Sledgehammer Games is going to be working on the next title. Now, there is a ton of things that Charlie Intel has put out, but I'm just going to go over the exact quote that came out of Activision's, business call here. But it says, in particular, we are very excited for this year's premium Call of Duty release. Development is being led by Sledgehammer Games, and the game is looking great and on track for its fall release. This is a built for next generation experience with stunning visuals across campaign, multiplayer, and co-op modes of play, designed to both integrate with and enhance the existing Call of Duty ecosystem. We look forward to sharing more details with the community soon. Now, there's a lot of good details in this. First of all, this game is being specifically made for next generation. Hopefully this means that they're going to put all their effort forth. Now, as we all know, it's hard for development teams to make games for 2 generations of games because they have to make sure that the actual hardware works for both. Do you guys remember Black Ops 3? You remember that situation? How Black Ops 3, they didn't even have some trucks loaded. They replaced trucks with freaking boxes because they couldn't render in trucks when it came to, trying to use the new engine for Black Ops 3 and trying to make it work on, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 as well. It just makes it so much harder for the developers to go ahead and make the game. But at the end of the day, Black Ops 3 turned out good because they didn't have to force it. Black Ops Cold War is a good example of a game that had to force it. Black Ops Cold War had to come out for both next gen and previous gen. They made sure the graphics, the performance, and they tried to make everything work the same so there's no differences between last gen and, current gen and stuff like that. And at the cost of the actual game itself. It's not an outstanding experience. It's a pretty buggy mess. And there's a lot of issues along with the developers not having much time to actually make sure the game is good. But Black Ops 3, on the other hand, they didn't care about last gen. They didn't worry about it. And because of that, they made sure the game was polished. They made sure the game was good. They didn't put any, when I mean any effort. They put zero effort in making sure that last gen was actually good with BO3. So with that being said, I think we're going to run into the same situation when it comes to Call of Duty 2021. It's going to be a BO3 scenario, I hope. I hope it's not a Black Ops Cold War scenario. I really hope it's a BO3 scenario. Where last gen, they're going to get the game, obviously. It's going to look good. It's going to be much better than PS3, but it's not going to be top quality. I'm not talking about, like I said, BO3, where, they're replacing trucks with boxes. You're still going to experience pretty good graphics, but I would say the overall performance might not be outstanding compared to a next-gen console. I hope that they really take advantage of the actual hardware that's out there in the field, because if they do this correctly, which they're bragging and boasting about here, this is going to be a amazing situation. But at the same time, don't forget, this could all just be talk. Activision is trying to get people hyped up. They're trying to say only the best of the best things, especially for the investors and stuff like that. They don't want to lose any money on this stuff. So they're going to say what everybody wants to hear. We're not really going to know if the game is going to be made for next gen or if it's going to actually look next gen or anything like that until the game is actually released and we get our hands on the title. We can't even trust trailers, and it's going to be hard because these trailers are going to probably look phenomenal, as all Call of Duty trailers typically do, but you can't trust trailers. They are literally handcrafted to make sure that the consumer falls in love with it. They know what they're doing. Until we get our hands on with the game, not a single person is going to know if this game is going to be truly made for next gen or not. All I got to say is don't put next gen in this description here and don't live up to it, because don't forget Battlefield's coming out with the game in the same year as Call of Duty, and they are definitely going for next gen. They're not messing around with that. I can tell you that right now. There's not a chance that they're going to be messing around with last gen. It's all next gen and high quality hardware to make sure this game runs at its all-time best. They're really taking it far. So if you want to compete here and if you want to brag and boast that you're really going to be stepping up your game, Activision, you need to make sure that you actually follow it up, because if both these games come out and people actually knows that Call of Duty ripped us off once again with trying to brag and boast about their game being so fancy, and then Battlefield actually lives up to their word, you might be a little screwed here. But there's also something else that I think a lot of you guys are going to be concerned about, and Charlie Intel put it over on Twitter, and it says Activision President Rob Kostic, I think is how you pronounce his name, confirmed Sledgehammer Games' Call of Duty 2021 title will integrate with Warzone as expected. I know. To a lot of people, that is horrible news, and I completely understand where you guys are coming from. You don't want them to worry about Warzone anymore. We want the traditional 6v6 experience back, and I'm right with you. I love 6v6 Call of Duty. That's why I always played COD 4, and that's still to this day what I will be playing COD 4. Don't get me wrong, Warzone is a fun Battle Royale experience, but, I mean, when it comes to Battle Royale in general, just the genre, I just don't care for it that much anymore. I really grinded hard. I don't think people understand how hard I grinded BR when PUBG and Apex Legends and all these other BRs were coming out. I played a lot of Battle Royale. And to continuously still be playing it is a little tiring. I love 6v6. I like Respawn. I like being able to pub stomp, get like high kill games, and just go insane. I don't like the loot simulator. You know, some games are outstanding, but the games are bad are just so bad. You wait like 10 minutes to load into the game. It feels like Apex Legends where the game starts right away. You pick your specialist or operator, whatever you do, and then you go right into the game. I'll be okay. But having to wait to find people, and then after finding people, going into a pre-game lobby to make you wait even longer to load up, and then finally after that, then you finally get into the plane, then you have to wait for the plane animation to load in, then you finally get to go over the map, then you drop, and then if you die after all of that, you wasted like 10-15 minutes of your time just to go back into the same loading simulator that you have to repeat the process. You see what I'm saying? It's just, it's tiring. So I understand where you guys are coming from, but there's also a good side to it as well, because Warzone is keeping Call of Duty alive, whether you like it or not. I mean, let's be honest here. Warzone is bringing in millions and millions of new players, and also millions and millions of dollars, and we don't know where the money is going to, obviously, but what I'm hoping is that the money will continuously go back into the game. And you might think it's not. I mean, I might be being a little too positive here, because I agree Activision probably won't put any of that money into the game, but I'm just trying to think positively for the future. Charlie Intel actually put out another tweet that Activision said Sledgehammer Games as a studio is stronger than ever and has expanded its talented team. Also, a new Sledgehammer Games studio is opening in Toronto, so apparently the studio itself is doing fantastic. They're bringing aboard a lot of new players, and you have to keep in mind, there are a lot of development teams who are specifically, working back and only on Warzone right now. Raven Software, Raven Studios, whatever you want to call them, they're specifically working on Warzone right now. And they also took tons of different development teams that work for Activision. They took them off of all of their projects and they brought them all to Call of Duty. We don't know where each and one of these, development teams are going to go, but with my assumption, I think they're all going to go to Warzone. They're going to probably put all these side development teams to work on their BR, which will allow the main development teams, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, and Sledgehammer Games, to worry about their 6v6 experience only without having to worry about the integration. Leave that to the other people, leave that to the side teams, and just allow the actual development teams to worry about their own game. You see, Infinity Ward and Treyarch didn't get that chance. You know what I'm saying? Both of them had to worry about the integration. They had to worry about making sure the guns work good. And you know what I'm saying? Like, when Warzone first came out, Infinity Ward had to worry about that game. That's their game mode. Then after, obviously, when Treyarch came out, Raven Software came into the picture and they started managing Warzone. But that still doesn't, change the fact that Treyarch had to be the first people to integrate weapons into their game. They are the experimental people. Sledgehammer Games doesn't have to go through this. Sledgehammer Games is running their game. Call of Duty 2021 is going to be running on the Modern Warfare engine, so they don't even have to worry about integrating their guns. So Treyarch on their random engine, because they didn't want to copy the Modern Warfare engine, they had to worry about integration, they had to worry about getting all the weapons to work properly over in the other game, make sure the storyline's good, all the stuff Treyarch had to do, which is a waste of their time. They couldn't focus on the 6v6 experience and also worry about making a game for next gen and last gen that works properly. You see what I'm saying? It's so much on their table. Now I'm hoping with all these development teams working on Warzone, that will be able to put all their focus on that. So Warzone, yes, can still stay alive and it could still bring in tons of revenue, which will hopefully keep Call of Duty alive, because, at the end of the day, even though we all, are kind of despising Call of Duty, we don't want to see it die. We want it to be fixed, you know what I'm saying? So we don't want the money to completely run out, but we don't want their main priority to be Warzone. So I'm hoping that with them saying that Sledgehammer Game Studio is stronger than ever and they're expanding its talented team, which means they're gaining a lot of new people coming to work for the team and stuff like that, which means they have a lot more workload that they can handle. This might be a good sign that they could put together a good 6v6 experience. But once again, I might just be being too positive again. I don't know, but I like to look at both sides of the story. I see the negatives and I see the positives. At the end of the day, we're just going to have to wait and see. Who knows how this game is going to turn out? It could be a complete disaster, but with this news, we can't be too serious with it. Activision is just trying to say the stuff that we want to hear, to make us all hyped up and stuff. But at the end of the day, with the news that we heard in the past about extra development teams working on Warzone, and also this news that Sledgehammer Games is expanding and stuff like that, these are kind of tiny positives that might be good for the future of the 6v6 franchise. But guys, I'm going to leave the commentary off there. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. If by all means you hated it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and a Discord, both links are down in the description. Also, if you want to catch me live streams of video games, I do that over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.